And we are at the Seattle, Washington Oddities Curiosities Expo today, and I'm going to be showcasing a variety of vendors today, and I hope you enjoy what they got to say and what they sell. Let's go to the interviews. All right, and who am I with, and what is your business name, if you even have a business name?
Yeah, I'm Tyler Lamp, and you're with Tyler Lamp.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And what is it that you do, Tyler?
I'm an artist. I draw pictures and I stay 5 years old forever.
And as far as drawing them, is all like pencil and pen or by charcoal? I see you have some colors and stuff in here too.
Yeah.
What all do you do?
Yeah, everything is primarily pen and ink, and then usually watercolor, but I'll throw in markers, colored pencils, acrylics, anything that kind of gives me the texture that I love.
What inspires your work? I see you have a creative, like some spooky stuff, some kind of unique and cutesy things, but a variety of different things.
Yeah, so inspiration is the hardest question to answer, and it's kind of the most boring answer ever, but everything is inspiration. I can't tell you what one thing is like an inspiration for me, because it might be music, it could be the way a tree looks, it could be the feeling that you get when you watch a movie or you're on a walk. It could be anything. It's just whatever kind of gets my imagination going, that's where the inspiration comes from.
What is a piece of information that your fans or people that don't know you, like they know you as an artist, Tyler Lamp, but what is something that they might not know behind the artist?
Behind the artist? That's a good question.
It could be something as stupid as like, I like toads and...
My first thought was I can lick my weenus.
Okay.
Which is my elbow.
Yeah.
But I've been working out a little bit. I think my shoulders are getting too big for me to actually get my ear past my elbow to lick my weenus.
That's fair.
But that used to be something that I could do, is I could lick my weenus, but I got a nice stretchy weenus down there.
Okay. And how long have you been an artist and doing the vendor lifestyle like that?
Yeah, I've been an artist since I was little, but there weren't really outlets like this when I was growing up for you to be the artist you want to be. Or maybe there were and I just didn't know about it. But when I grew up, it was more, you were told you could be an artist if you worked for Disney or Marvel Comics or some more big corporation. And then as I started getting through college, I noticed that, because I was just doing generals, and I noticed that college kids would want to come hang out at the apartment and just watch me draw rather than go party and do all the college kid stuff. And then that's when I was like, well, maybe I do have an audience that likes what I like to do, and I don't have to draw what other people want me to draw all the time. And so that's kind of where it went from just like doodling and drawing and not thinking there's a career for it to being like, hey, I think I can do this. And so from that point on, I was like, okay, I'm going to do art. I'm just going to go for it. And I started signing up for shows, and like, here we are.
What's a piece of advice that you give to someone that's inspiring to become an artist or do this vendor lifestyle?
So I think those are like two separate questions that I can answer. If you're wanting to become an artist, you got to draw every day. You have to draw, you got to post. And that's like, people are scared to post, but once you start posting, if you post consistently, you won't care if people are liking it or not, because you kind of get in the flow. And then everything on social media is like almost like compound interest. You can post a picture on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But if you only post once a week and you only get some engagement on Monday, then you might be like, oh, like get discouraged. But if you post every day, you're going to get likes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day. And it's going to stack, because the people who see your stuff on Thursday are going to be like, this is cool, and go back to Monday, go back to Tuesday. And so it's all just going to stack on top of itself. And you have social media, which is relatively new, and it's a really cool way to just sit in your basement and reach people across the world. It's invaluable. It's amazing. And then if you have trouble drawing every day, one thing that I did when I decided I wanted to be an artist is I chose one day a week. And that day, no matter what was going on, whether there were parties going on or my friends wanted to go skate, whatever was going on, I always told them no. Wednesday was draw day, nothing else. So it doesn't matter. You cannot get distracted. That's your one day you draw no matter what. And then if you're wanting to get into the vendor lifestyle, one, you need to be drawing all the time so you have enough stuff to take to a show. Because one huge mistake would be to come here with not enough stuff, sell out, and then one, it would look bad for the show because they want people who look legit and really care about what they're doing. And so if you show up with nothing, they're not going to want you back. So you want to make sure that you show up and they're stoked you're at their show. And then another thing is, once you have your art done, start applying. Because the worst you can get is a no. So just start sending out your applications. A lot of these shows, I got rejected all the time. There are shows that I still get rejected to all the time, but I still just apply. And if I get in 1 year, or maybe they throw you on a wait list, or maybe you get invited to like a side show if they have a split off, and then they see your stuff in person and they go, hey, this work is pretty sick. I think we'll invite him to the big show. Or, I mean, it could work in all different ways, but if you're wanting to do shows, get into the vendor lifestyle, I would just say start applying, but make sure you have enough work to do it.
And besides the oddities and curiosities and online, you brought up social media, where can people find you at different events and what is your social media?
Yeah, so every event that I do, I'll post it on my social media. So you can see my full event, my like tour schedule or travel schedule. I don't know what you'd like to call it for artists, but I have my whole schedule on there so you can see where I'm gonna be. But I also sell on my website, which is myname.com, tylerlamp.com. And my name is Tyler Lamp, L-A-M as in monkey, P as in Paul, H as in Henry. So there's a secret H on the end there. So tylerlamp.com is my website. You can buy online there. And then if you just search my name on any social media, you should be able to pull me up.
All right, and I'll throw that somewhere on the screen for people to see. And do you have any final remarks for whoever's watching this, Tyler, what you would like to say to them?
Yeah, I love you. And I think you're a cutie patootie with a nice booty.
All right, and who are we with today? Your name and your business name, if you have a business name.
Oh, hi, my name is Emerald Barkley. I guess I run it under Emerald Barkley Productions. I'm a watercolor artist out of Northern California.
Watercolors, okay. So you do everything by hand, I'm assuming. Then if it's all watercolors,
Yes.
Is it just strictly watercolors, or do you mix any other mediums together? Or
That's a great question. Primarily watercolor. Occasionally, like if you look at this print over here, I have Micron pen overlaid over the watercolor, like an emotional topography over the watercolor piece. And then I've got a few like ink sketches, but primarily just watercolor.
And what inspires you to make these creations that you have? It looks like you have a variety of different like passions from different things. You have some spooky things. You have some stuff from like League of Legends and others, and stuff like that.
Arcane made me a fan artist, but I'm not normally doing that.
Sure.
I think I take a lot of inspiration from death and the death and renewal cycle that we encounter on Earth, and the way that like our weird cannibal planet just continues to consume itself and then birth itself and then consume itself and then birth itself in this way that feels like immortality in an interesting sense. And I like trying to describe death in like a lush, tender, abundant way that feels very connected to all of that. And then also sometimes when I'm feeling a little less serious, I like toads and fruit. And I've been painting a lot of pickles lately.
Oh, everyone loves pickles.
Everyone loves
You can't hate
right?
pickles.
You cannot. So refreshing on a hot day. Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice that you would give to like an inspiring like artist or someone wanting to try this vendor lifestyle?
Vendor lifestyle. I think one of the best things you can do is you're gonna try to get it perfect the first time, and you're not going to, and that's okay, because it's all about learning as you go. And so do a little bit of studying first, like how do you want your booth set up, what kind of materials do you want, and then be cool with continuing to like add on to it, and don't put the pressure on yourself to do everything perfectly the first time. That's insane. No one does it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's always ever changing.
Always
For
ever
sure.
changing. I wish I had one booth every time. Yeah, it's fine.
How long have you been doing this for, and how do you compare that to other years, specifically 2025?
Oh, like how long have I been vending or painting?
I guess both.
Oh, okay. I have been like I was a creative kid and then probably painting with a like maybe I could do this for 15, 17 years. And I just started vending at shows in I think 2021, 2022 when things started opening back up. And how does it compare? I think 2025 is just a different year than the rest of the years that I've vended in like economically and politically, and I think you can feel it right now. It's hard to describe, but it is very different. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. And where can people find you as well, other than obviously the Oddities and Curiosities Expo, maybe online or other events?
I am primarily at the Oddity shows. I also try to get into Gen Con whenever I can. Online, I am emeraldbarkley.com or at emeraldbarkley on most social media platforms.
Okay, and I'll put that on the screen for people to where to find you and whatnot. And what are any last final remarks that you have for someone that might be watching this?
Oh my God. To be creative is to be human. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just like Shia LaBeouf would say. Just do it.
Just do it. In the words of Shia LaBeouf, do it.
All right, and who are we with today, and what is your business name as well?
My name is Amanda Stomatolaki. My business name is Primordial Creatures.
And what do you do as far as Primordial Creatures, your business?
I design on the computer 3D wooden pieces, and I cut them on a laser cutter and then hand paint them.
Where do you get the ideas or inspirations for your creatures and critters and all the things that you make?
I love horror. I love whimsical things. I love stop motion and like 3D animated or things made by people by hand that are recorded more than like 3D animated things. So I just feel like I really love the physicality of it, and I think people can really see that when it's filmed, and I kind of want to bring that three-dimensionality to as far as inspiration, just I'm weird and whimsical, and like that's what I end up making. So
if someone was starting out to become an artist or a vendor, what is some kind of information you would give them, like for someone trying to get into the field?
Definitely, like for me, I'm all about the setup. I love like an immersive experience that kind of matches my vibe and my personality. So I feel like it really draws people in. So I definitely take time to think about how you're going to present your artwork in a way that really represents you, and your people will be drawn to you.
What is something that your fans or people that buy your art might not know behind the artist?
Well, I'm a lab technician by trade, so I work in a hospital lab and collect blood and all the wonderful fluids that humans produce and look at them under a microscope. So that's sort of my real job.
Okay, and then last thing is, where can people find you other than at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo? Can they find you online? Can they see you at other events and stuff similar to this?
Yeah, so I just moved to the Pacific Northwest, so right now I'm just doing oddities until I find some cool shows to do up here. But I also have my website, primordialcreatures.art, and Instagram.
And what's your Instagram tag? I'll add on the screen for people to...
It's just at Primordial Creatures, yeah.
At Primordial Creatures, okay.
I can't even say it, it's okay.
All right, and do you have any last final remarks you want to say to anyone that may be watching this?
Yeah, just stay weird and support local artists, and yeah, that's it.
Heck yeah. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, who are we with today, and what is your business name as well?
Oh, how's it going? I'm Abraham Lopez. I go by Artist Abe.
All right, and Artist Abe, what do you do exactly?
Oh, I do a lot of spooky art like everybody around here, but my twist is I do it with pinup. Also a lot of like fan art-esque kind of franchises like Stranger Things or Sailor Moon. Yeah.
And do you like draw these, paint these? How are these developed?
I do draw them. I start off with a little sketch, a little thumbnail, and then I take that thumbnail into Procreate, and then I do lots of renditions of it until I'm happy with it. Most of the time, not at all. I'm never happy with it. But thankfully, these are the ones that make the cut.
Fair enough. And if you had to give advice to a person that wanted to become an artist or a vendor or try this lifestyle, what's one piece of advice that you would give to them?
Oh my gosh, have a solid foundation of art. Know your anatomy, know your perspective, actually do the grind and learn how to draw properly, and then work your way into your style. That's how it'll happen naturally. Draw as realistically as possible, and then work your way into find your way into your style. That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this lifestyle and being an artist? And how do you compare that to 2025 in general?
Oh my
Because
gosh.
it's been a kind of a roller coaster this year for vendors and artists and stuff. So yeah, how long have you been doing this, and how does 2025 work?
So I've been drawing, of course, since like I was a kid, ever since the dawn of homework, of course. But then doing the convention circuit, I've been doing it since 2012. Started off with Comic Cons, and then worked my way into the spooky conventions, because that's ultimately what made me happy. And then as far as it relating to 2025 compared to the other years, it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. You can see it across the board, not just like in this community, but Comic-Con, anime, everybody, tattoo industry, everybody is unfortunately struggling and holding on to their dollar, which I do not blame them at all. But we're all adapting, and we're trying to adapt to the new normal and what we can make. But we're still trying our best to do what makes us happy. And I feel very fortunate that I'm still able to do that. And then I'm hoping for the best in the future.
All right, and last question for you, Abraham, is where can people find you? And I'll also throw some B-roll in there for everyone to see all your art and stuff.
You can find me on Instagram. I have a Facebook as well, but Instagram is my main place where I post everything. I also have a TikTok, which I should be getting more
Don't we
attention to.
all with social media? Most artists are pretty bad about their social media, so I understand that.
But yeah, mostly it's on Instagram through my name, Artist Abe. Just Google it, or just go onto Instagram, just type in Artist Abe.
All right, and I'll end up throwing your socials on the screen for people to see and whatnot. Well, we appreciate you, and we'll maybe see you at the next Oddities. Or one last thing, where other than the Oddities can people see you besides online and at the Oddities?
Oh, okay. So I have been cutting back and just mostly concentrating on Oddities, but I sometimes do the Salem Night Fair over in Salem, Massachusetts during the last 2 weekends of October.
All right, we'll catch you at one of those events then. All right, who are we with today, and what is your business name?
I'm Derek Thompson. I'm Brightside Studios from Texas.
And what does Brightside Studios do?
Oh, we specialize in different brass stands for museum quality pieces. We do a lot of fish and entomology domes, things like that.
And what inspires to make all your different creations and stuff that you have on the walls? And you have like terrariums, you have like some taxidermy stuff, like all kinds of different things that are unique. It seems like you create or even mix and mold with nature and other things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, honestly, like I got started when I was younger. My grandma gave me a petrified squirrel out of the attic of the house. And so ever since then, I've just been, going step by step, just everything I love. I love antiques. I grew up with my grandparents, and so they were always, everything was old, antique, vintage, things like that. And that's just, I have a love for that now. So, yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this lifestyle as a vendor artist thing? And how do you compare it to 2025 in general?
Okay. I've been doing this probably full time for 6 years now. part-time for a couple years before that, more local stuff. And what about me? What do you mean for this year?
As far as like, I know for a lot of artists, 2025 has kind of been a roller coaster of some things. How do you compare it to like other years?
Yeah, so it's definitely been a roller coaster. It seems like just the social climate's kind of got to everyone this year, which is understandable. But it's definitely been down from last year and the previous years, but it's still amazing. It's still great. People are still buying and supporting small business. So,
all right, what is something that your clientele or friends or people that buy your stuff that might not know behind the artist?
Okay. I'm really into old boy bands.
Like Backstreet Boys,
Backstreet Boys, NC 98 Degrees, all of them. Nothing new, but 90s wrestling. I mean, I'm super into 90s wrestling. I'm a geek, you know, but I like everything. When it comes to music, I play all the different instruments myself, so I pretty much like anything that has talent, you know.
And lastly, where can people find you other than obviously at the Oddities or maybe like other events and stuff and online, like your socials?
So we're exclusive with the Oddities Expo, but we do online during Christmas time. It'll be our Etsy shop on Christmas time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the Etsy shop name. It's hers. See, that's what I told you. She knows everything.
Okay. And do you have like an Instagram or something for people to follow as well?
Yeah, it's Brightside Studios US at Instagram.com.
All right, and I'll throw that on the screen for people.
Yeah.
And do you have any last final remarks that you want to say to someone watching?
Yeah. Make something creative, make something fun, and you never know what it'll turn into. It's turning into a career and a good life for us. Just take the chance. Yeah.
All right, and that's it. Thank you so much.